Fact is, half the kids have been told that they're useless or they're no good or they're scum all their lives, so they're going to start believing it. You know, and try and teach them sort of responsibility for their actions is the main one. That's my aim. If I can teach them, you know, if I do A, then B will happen and the consequence of that will be C, and I don't like that idea, then hopefully they won't do it.
I guess that most of the pupils that are in this programme and other similar programmes would be excluded from school because their behaviour would be unacceptable in a school context. And so we would have figures back to twice the national figures if we did that.
Well, I got expelled from the school and I like coming here because the motorbikes, you get to take cars to bits and just work on computers and stuff like that.
There are definite links between excluded pupils and social problems such as theft, such as burglaries. The prison population is related quite strongly to those excluded from schools.
I started coming here because I got kicked out of school. Then I used to run away from school and then get into loads of trouble.
This is not treats for naughty boys. This is real, proper, esteem-building activity that we have seen significant numbers of young people that so far haven't achieved anything within the youth offending arena. We have seen them really start moving forward in terms of their own personal development and their own opinions of themselves.
We check the oil, check the petrol. If there's anything broken, we have to replace it and fix it.
OK, well the feedback so far from the schools involved is that the pupils attend school much better. Attendance rates have gone up by up to 10% in some cases. And also that the exclusion rates have fallen significantly. So rather than be now twice the national figures that there were 18 months ago, those figures have come down to about, or even below in some cases, the national figures. So it's very encouraging that the guys that come here are doing better at school.
As a result of the scheme, we've seen kids whose behaviour has improved, who have wanted to start going back into mainstream education, and we have seen kids who actually want to attend this scheme, whereas previously they wouldn't have been able to get a proper routine, a proper schedule to their life. It's given structure where up until now structure hasn't existed.
The scheme is motivating for young people. You know, the theme of motorcycles attracts their attention. They want to come on the programme, and of course they enjoy what they do here. The way that they're treated is a little bit different to schools. Often the problem is that they don't relate to the way schools treat them, and the way that they're treated here is a much more adult-friendly kind of way.
When I came, I enjoyed it. The first day I came, we went riding. I met all the staff, met loads of new friends.
I've noticed, especially with the longer term members, that gradually, especially if they haven't got a very long attention span, because they're given the room to have a little bit of time to themselves and then come back to the studies, their attention span gradually increases, and as that increases, so does their attendance level. And if you can get those two things working together, then you don't have to do anything for the kids. The kids then start to realise what they need to do for themselves.
Like, it helped me because I used to always get in trouble, and now I've learned a lot about engines, mechanical stuff, to use bikes properly, to teach on the road.
Crucially, the scheme itself enables all of the agencies to work together effectively. We are one of many agencies that refer into the scheme. We are one of the agencies that we think has gained most from it. And what's really pleasing is the level of partnership working that goes on within the scheme.
Before you're setting off, before you come to the stop, apart from in an emergency situation, like an emergency stop, because you want to be looking where you're going. Your left shoulder, that's it, come to a stop. Yeah. Come to a stop, check your indicator, the right one, that's it.
Well, I started off in a mainstream school, and because of my behaviour, I got moved into a special school for children with behavioural problems, and I used to come here and with them to do the motorbiking, and I went to have my college interview and they wouldn't accept me for the course that I wanted to do because of my behaviour.
We're not about getting on the backs and telling them you can't do this, you can't do that. We're about telling them why they shouldn't. So, like all the codes we have for the work in the workshop, health and safety, because you will get hurt, not because the law says so, because these kids aren't going to understand it from that point of view.
We've done quite a lot of things about maths and education, which you get here, including as well riding and stuff like mechanicals work. As long as you get education as well, it's like 2 in 1 basically.
I come here because I've been kicked out of school. If I wouldn't come here, I have had no qualifications, nothing to be in a job.
I've messed my life up. This is my last chance because there's nowhere after this. If I mess this up, I won't get a job in what I want to do. College won't accept me.
Without the scheme, we'd be struggling at the moment in terms of finding positive, diversionary and preventative activities. And what we have through this scheme is a focal point for that diversion and preventative work.